Naka-auto-accept ba yun, sir? Sakit mo kaya to? So, good morning. Let us proceed sa ating discussion. But before everything else, syempre, we should put God first. So, let us have our prayer muna. All rise, mga buddy. So, prayer tayo. Siguro sa girls naman, isa sa girls, mag-bleed. Kahapon, si buddy, si buddy Alger. After magdasal, napagalitan. Takas pa more. Okay, thank you, buddy. So, 49 days pa ba? 49 or 48 na lang? 48 days left before the actual board examination. Kaya natin yan, kaya. Now, we will be talking about the model of police system, or to be exact, models, kasi there will be more than one. Okay? Ngayon, syempre again, pag sinabi ko, pagpipili tayo ng model, of course, ang pipiliin natin is yung may ideal na characteristics. And paano ba natin masasabing ideal yung isang country? Ideal yung policing system or police system ng isang country. Of course, if mayroon silang less or no crime, mababa yung crime rate, or if possible man, wala talagang kriminal nangyayari. Okay? But, sorry. But, to tell you honestly, napakaraming bansa na mayroong mababang crime rate. But there are few chosen na ginawa nating models. It's up to you kung gusto niyo aralin pa yung iba, but still, di ba? Ilang araw na lang tayo, hindi na natin maaral lahat. So, ito lang yung mga naging notable talaga, okay? Naging notable, that's why they are chosen as models. Okay, so each of the countries na mame-mention mamaya, may kanya-kanyang kanya-kanyang variables, kanya-kanyang characteristics on how they were able to preserve yung ganito, less crime, okay, or yung low crime index nila. Okay, let us proceed. Ito yung first one. Ito, napakadaling tandaan ito. Tandaan nyo lang yung Iron Fist Velvet Glove. O kaya itong sweet. Sweet sila ganito. Yan. Mga sweet to, malambing. Tingnan natin kung bakit. So, for many years, Switzerland used to have travel brochures saying that there is no crime in Switzerland. Wala daw krimen sa Switzerland. So, although hindi naman talaga siya possible, but at least, ito, nakalagay naman eh. However, it was through some crimes daw were not reported. But it is true na mababa talaga. Pero not totally na wala talagang crime. It is impossible. Okay? Kasi sabi nga sa di ba, sa functionalism again, sabi? Crime is normal. Anyway, let us go back. So, yung criminologists were stumped on why this was so. Bakit daw ganun? Bakit daw walang krimen sa Switzerland? Dahil ba, nagtataka sila dahil ganito, may high rate of firearm ownership. Or dahil daw ba dito, extensive welfare system. Although it turned out that the Swiss or yung mga nakatira sa Switzerland, along with some other welfare nations, they do not report every crime. Okay? That's why, siyempre, yung crime rate, hindi ma-record. Yung mga crimes na hindi reported, hindi masasama sa record. And therefore, pwede na sabihin to, no crime. But still, okay, their crime rate was fairly low. Mababa naman talaga. Okay, let us see. What are the reasons daw kung bakit mababa yung crime rate sa Switzerland? The first one, they did a remarkable job managing their underclass population. Let us draw. Very familiar na kayo dito sa social strata or social structure. Ito yung focus ni Switzerland. Yung mga proletariat. Okay? Or yung mga poor. And yung sa ano natin, proletariat, o yung mga underclass natin, proletariat. Tama ba spelling ko? Anyway, basta alam niyo naman na yun. Okay? Anong reason? Anong ginagawa nila? How do they manage yung mga proletariat or yung mga poor people nila? Okay? So once yung people nila, or yung poor people, yung mga nasa underclass nila, committed the crime, hindi agad sila nagpapunish. Anong ginagawa nila? Nag-iimbestiga sila about the family, the education, the employment. Okay? O maybe it is the reason pala kung bakit nakapag-commit sila ng crime. Anong gagawin nila? Instead of giving harsh punishment, although may punishment pa rin naman, still, of course, may punishment, but still, ang nangyari, anong ginagawa? Nag-iimbestiga, tinitingnan nila yung every aspect from the education, health, employment, to help them. Okay? Anong nangyari? Siyempre, ikaw, if nabigyan ka ng pangangailangan mo, hindi ka na ulit magkukumit ng crime. Okay, nagigets? Ayun yung ginagawa nila. Tsaka yung welfare system dito, alam nyo ba sa Switzerland, halos libre lahat, education, health. Wala na nga silang kulungan dito eh. Meron, pero sarado, hindi na ginagamit. Dahil nga sobrang baba ng kanilang crime rate. Later on, makikita nyo may isa pa, wala na rin halos kulungan sa Egypt. Ayan, Swiss crime control is highly effective in using an iron fist and velvet glove. So, let us discuss muna to, bakit iron fist, velvet glove. This is a metaphor. Okay? And alam nyo, para matutunan kayo ng mga bagay-bagay, use metaphor. Gamitin yung mga bagay na alam nyo na sa mga bagay na hindi nyo pa alam or nahihirapan kayong tandaan. Pagbungguin nyo. Okay? Para mas madali nyo mag-gets. Use analogies. So, when we say iron fist, kamay na bakal, anong ibig sabihin nito? Strict. Authoritative. They implement their laws strictly. But at the same time, they use velvet glove. Ano yung velvet glove? Sa mga girls natin, kayo madalas nagsusuot nito eh. Anong itsura nito? Alam niyo yung texture niya parang gamuza? Yung sinusuot kapag may mga JS prom, yung hanggang dito. Let me show you. Yan. Ayan. Nakikita? Kita ba? Kita? O, yan yung velvet glove. Ano naman meron yan? Iron fist tas velvet glove. So yung velvet glove, it symbolizes what? Yung tender na pag-handle nila. Although they are strict, although they are strict on implementing their laws, but at the same time, they are what? They handle their underclass with tender care. Okay? Kasi kapag may ganun ka, parang ganun ka humawak eh, ganyan. Yeah. Finesse ang paghawak mo. Okay? Parang parang gentle. Okay? Although meron silang iron fist, or let's say mahigpit, sobrang higpit sa kanila, but at the same time, meron silang ganito, velvet glove. Kanina nila ginagamit sa underclass. Okay? Approach toward those who commit crime and come from the bottom echelons of the Swiss society or yung proletariat nga natin, yung underclass. Okay, let's say for example daw, when a poor person commits a crime, so the government goes to work analyzing the family, just like what I have mentioned, education and employment. Yung employment needs, yung family needs, even yung health needs, educational needs, okay, of everyone in that poor person family. Bakit? Maybe that is the reason. That is the very reason kung bakit nakapag-commit siya ng crime. O lalo na sa Pilipinas, yung poverty natin, napakataas. That's why siguro mataas din. I don't know based on statistics. That's why mataas din yung crime rate natin. Bakit? Yung job opportunity sa atin, maliit. Diba? Kapag wala kang sapat na edukasyon, wala kang mahanap na trabaho. Makahanap ka man, exploit, aabusuhin. Ang hirap ng trabaho mo, sahod mo, 300 a day. Nagtitake advantage. Okay, that's why yung iba, anong ginagawa? Nagko-commit na lang ng crime. Sugal ko na lang to kaysa mamatay ako sa gutom. Okay? O, ayun yung iniiwasan ni ng Switzerland. Kaya naging sweet. Di ba? Ang sweet nila sa mga underclass nila. They use iron fist and velvet glove. They are strict, but at the same time, gentle. Okay? Nakakuha? Then, of course, after some punishment, which the offender frequently agrees, siyempre, deserve naman niya yan. Alam naman niya nakapag-commit siya ng crime. A long-term treatment plan, yun, yung welfare system na tinatawag. Sana, long-term treatment. Okay, long-term treatment plan is put into effect to raise the family out of poverty. Tinutulungan nila yung mga nasa underclass na umahon from that struggle. So that if ever na magkaroon ulit ng problema, hindi na sila mag-resolve sa crime. Bakit? Na-ipoprovide na yung pangangailangan mo eh. What to ask? Ano pang gusto nyo? Eh, ano pa ba nga hanapin mo? Eh, kung kaya mo naman buhayin yung pamilya mo. Okay? Siguro, yung magkukumit na lang talaga ng crime dito is yung mga criminal minds talaga. Okay? Kagaya nyo, may mga sakit tayo na klepto, yon, pwede sila makapag-commit pa rin ng crime even though nabibigay yung pangangailangan nila. Alam ko may artistang ganyan eh, may klepto, may sakit, o isipin mo mayaman nagnakaw pa rin sa isang establishment. Eh, sakit kasi yun, uncontrollable. Ano naman yun? Medical condition naman. Kaya nakukuha si Switzerland, para matandaan nyo na mabilis, sweet. Saan sila sweet? Sa underclass. Saan sila kilala? Saan? Sa welfare system. Tsaka although meron daw high firearm ownership, mababa pa rin daw yung kanilang crime rate. Bakit? Kasi they do believe that it is not the gun that kills. Hindi yung baril yung mismong pumapatay. Sino? It's the person behind the gun. Hindi naman yung baril kung saan kakasa at puputok eh. Kung ginagamit mo ng maayos yung baril, hindi mo gagamitin sa masamang gawain, hindi yan makakapatay. So yung ownership ng baril, walang kinalaman daw sa crime. As long as kaya mong kontrolin or disiplinado yung may-ari ng mga baril, ano mangyayari? Walang crime na mangyayari. Nakukuha? Am I clear? Maliwanag ba si Switzerland? That is our first model. Ito naman yung Japan Policing System. Ang pinakang kilala dito is itong tinatawag nating COP or yung Community Oriented Policing. Do not be confused buuin ko na. Baka kasi ilagay nyo sa note. Ano lang eh. COP, matandaan nyo pa, Chief of Police. Ayun kasi nakakalito eh. Di ba may COP na tayong pinag-uusapan. Ayan. Community Oriented Policing. Dito yung COBAN. Yung police box. Okay? So sa Japan Policing System, again, community-oriented policing, meron tayong COBAN. Ito yung pinakakilala sa kanila, yung police box, wherein talagang makakasalamuha mo personally yung mga police. Parang tropa mo, makakasama mo kumain, makakakwentuhan mo. Kaya anong nangyayari pag nabayinsyo ko na sa inyo to, it builds relationship. Kaya pag may relationship, merong trust. And with trust, merong cooperation. With cooperation, anong resulta? Low crime rate. Okay? Kasi dalawang bagay yan. It's either kapag may nakita kang crime, i-report mo. Kung may alam kang mangyaring crime, i-report mo. That's why na-prevent. And on the other hand naman, the second thing, ikaw, hindi ka na mismo mag-commit ng crime. Bakit? You have personal relationship, you have trust, you have cooperation with the police. Okay? So in that sense, napapababa nila yung kanilang crime rate. Okay? Tingnan pa natin, meron pa tayo ibang katangian dito kay Japan Policing. Another country daw with an interestingly low crime rate is Japan, where crime rates are not necessarily that low but stable and resistant to fluctuating spikes. So although hindi daw sobrang baba, kagaya ni Switzerland, mababa siya pero hindi sobrang baba. But still, stable siya and resistant to fluctuating spikes. Ibig sabihin yung, di ba, ito yung crime rate natin, ganyan-ganyan. Hindi siya biglang tumataas, bumababa. Stable lang. Ganyan, kung yung crime rate ganyan, hindi siya yung biglang tataas. Okay? Ay yung tinatawag natin fluctuating spikes. Biglang, for example, isang linggo, ang laging tataas ng crime, ganun. Wala silang ganun. Stable. Okay? Effectively manage yung crime sa kanila. So these are the reasons kung paano nila, or these are the techniques or the ways on how they manage yung nila crime. Ayan, yung sinabi ko nga sa inyo, community policing or yung COBAN system or yung police box natin. Ano pa? Patriarchal family system. What do we mean by patriarchal? Sinong head ng dito? Sinong head ng family? Patri means father. Yan. Matri, mother. Okay, mapag-aaralan nyo rin naman to sa don't know kung anong subject. Kasi merong matrilocal, patrilocal, ayun naman kung saan nakatira. Patrilocal sa bahay ng tatay, matrilocal sa bahay ng nanay. Merong matrilineal, patrilineal. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng naging head ng family, lolo, tatay, great-grandfather, mga ganon. Okay? Anyway, let us proceed. Anyway, patriarchal family system. Dito, pwede nyo itong i-relate sa yung shame-based shame. Family shame. Yung tatay yung pinakang head nung nila family. Ngayon, kapag may gagawin ka, kung anumang decision mo sa buhay, mangangailam si patriarcha, si father. Okay? Lahat ng gagawin mo, kailangan walang gagawing or walang maibibigay na, na shame or kahihiyan sa family. They deeply value yung reputation ng kanilang family. Alam naman natin yan, kapag tatay yung tatay yung namumuno sa natin, sa ating, ang tawag dito, sa ating family. So, I'm very sorry nila doon sa mga sa mga pinalaki ng solo mother. But, sa patriarchal system, sa father, alam natin na somewhat military system, di ba? Mahigpit, alam natin yan. Next, the importance of higher education. And alam nyo, hindi lang higher education. education mismo. They teach their child or their children at a very young age. Imagine, tatawid lang sila ng tatawid sila ng daan pag nakatawid yung mga bata. Nagbabaw ng ganon. Wala kang bata makikita dyan, nagkatapon ng basura sa kanal. That's why yung kanal nila, merong mga koy, irrigation system nila. Dito sa Pilipinas, pag tawid mo, gumanon ka, pag tingala mo, bubuguin ka na. Tangina, pinatawid ka ng tagal mo pa eh. Di ba? Wala kang makikitang isda sa sa kanal. Meron yung parang yung gapi Tagalog, yung butete. Meron pa isa yung parang gapi talaga itsura pero clear lang. 'Di ba? Mga bata dito, kalbo tapos nakagano na agad na bata pa lang. Fuck you. Duduraan ka. Ang tingnan mo. Mga bata sa amin, ganun talaga, literal. Kaya pangin 5 piso. Pag wala, tatakbo sabay takbo. Ang ganun mga bata ngayon. Okay? So ayun, napakalaga naman kasi talaga ng education. Tsaka sabi nga ni Nelson Mandela, di ba? It is the most powerful thing which you can use to change the world. Ang edukasyon ng pinakang malakas o makapangyarihang bagay na pwede mong gamitin para mabago ang mundo. Okay? O, ito yung mga reason kung bakit. Yan. Siyempre naman, kung educated ka talaga, alam mo yung magiging consequences ng gagawin mong action, ang mangyayari niyan, hindi ka talaga magkukumit ng crime. Or let's say, siyempre, educated ka, magiging maganda yung job opportunities nun. O lalo na sa Pilipinas, papapiliin ka, diploma of diskarte. So, I would suggest dyan, kumuha ka mo ng diploma bago ka dumiskarte. Kasi nasa Pilipinas ka eh. Yan is, medyo subjective. Hindi pwedeng puro diskarte ka dito. Magiging diskarte mo dito, mang-hold up, mang-snatch. Hindi kagaya kasi sa ibang bansa, pag madiskarte ka talaga, capable ka talaga, marami mag-hire sa'yo. Marami magre-recognize ng magre-recognize ng talent mo. Yan, sila Bill Gates. Graduate ba si Bill Gates? No. Baka sabihin nyo, ay puta, mayaman yun na. Ako rin, di na mag-aaral. No, nasa Pilipinas kayo. Tsaka yan, habang nag-aaral kayo, tinuturuan kayo ng mga onting diskarte, how to survive. Ayan, kahit nga yung diskarte nyo sa pandudugan ng ng exam nung nasa college kayo eh. Yan yung mga diskarteng hindi natin matututunan sa labas. Okay? And the way businesses serve as surrogate families. What do we mean by surrogate? Parang step family na sila, ganon. Pag nasa education pa rin ako Pag nasa business ka, they will treat you as family. Sila yung parang umaampon, yung temporary family mo. Okay, nakukuha? So sila yung nag-look after you. Anyway, para madali nyo mag-gets tong sa patriarchal system tsaka dito sa surrogate, siguro naman nanonood kayo ng mga sa K-drama, mga Japan natin, ay mga K-drama nyo. Parang ganun din yun. Halos same lang din sila ng ang tawag dito, ng laro. Di ba laging may yung tatay, strict, kumakain, nakasalamin. Typical na description. Ganun din sa Japan. Tangin na kasi baka ibang Japan pinapanood nyo eh. Wag yung may naka-blurred Yung yung Japan na may drama, kunwari. Yung makikita nyo yun. Di ba? Makikita nyo yung mga ganon. Makikita nyo on how they value yung father nila. Yung father yung parang mataas yung tingin nila sa father nila, then therefore, meron silang fear. Okay? Next tayo. Maliwanag na sa Japan? Any questions? Wala naman? Let us proceed. But still, pa naman to, Japan? So, Asian societies are also shame-based. What do we mean by shame-based? Ito yung reason kung ba't di ka magkukumit ng crime. Dahil sa kahihiyan na madadala mo sa family mo. Pag sinabi kasing guilt-based, hindi mo gagawin yung crime because of your guilt. Alam mong mali. Pero dito naman, hindi mo lang gagawin yung crime dahil sa kahihiyan na may dadala mo sa family mo. Kasi we value reputation. Even us, sa Philippines, we're part of Asia, di ba? O yan, later on sa CFLN, makita nyo na mga Pilipino, talaga, they deeply value kung anong iniisip ng tao towards them. To the point na pakialamero nga rin tayo eh. Masyado tayong invested sa buhay ng iba. Yung buhay natin, hindi na natin naaayos. Guluhin na lang din natin yung buhay ng iba. O ganun yung nangyari dito, shame-based. Hindi ka gagawa ng krimen dahil alam mong may iba dadalahing kahihiyan yun sa family mo, sa sarili mo. Nakpa naman ni yan. Hindi, mga talaga yun, mga criminal talaga yan eh. Mga ganon, okay? Asian societies, and alam naman natin yan, Japan is part of Asia. And they do they do observe this one, yung shame-based. For example, it is unthinkable to commit a crime in such places because of shame it would bring upon one's family and the business or corporation with which that family is associated with. O, hindi ka daw gagawa ng krimen kasi alam mo yung yung shame na idadalahin kay nakaakibat sa family mo, sa business. Ganun tayo eh. Halimbawa, tatay natin, may ginawang kasalanan. O kahit kayo, ay hindi, anak ni Anin, anak ng kriminal yan, wag mo ano yan. O, ganun yung nangyari. Kahit nga pagboto natin, ganyan ginagawa natin minsan eh. Sino iboboto mo ganito? Ay, si ano. Kasi yung tatay niya magandang ginawa. Masyado na tayo nakafocus dun sa reputation ng family, not dun sa person. Tayo natutungaw-tungaw nga yung anak eh. Di ba? Parang ganun yung nangyari. Nakatingin tayo dun sa family itself, hindi dun sa mismong tao. Halimbawa, nag-commit ka ng crime, instead sa'yo iput yung blame, titingnan lahat yung family mo, yung reputation ng family mo. Nakukuha yung, yung nagiging laro, nagiging general, yung family yung tinitingnan. Mag-commit ka ng isang crime, buong pamilya mo yung damay. Di ba? Am I clear? O, ganun din, pag gumawa kayo ng kabutihan, yung mababait kasi talaga yung mga yan. Ito, ano yun nyo to? Dating, dating kagawad yung tatay niyan eh. Buto niya ring SK. O, mga ganun yung nangyari. Hatak-hatakan ng family name mo. Okay? So, for example, sino bang dito? For example, ako, Cardona. Cardona surname ko eh. Sila tito, kilala sila sa basketball. O ngayon, na-pressure din ako dati. 'Di ba? Bakit daw ba't daw di ako naglalaro ng basketball? O sila papa, Cardona Brothers pa nga tawag eh. O, ngayon, tinatanong, bakit daw ako hindi magaling? Ba't daw hindi ako iba yung bagay naman na na passion ko eh. 'Di ba? Iba yung iba yung forte ko, kumbaga. Eh, may clear? O pag may ginawa tuloy yung kalokohan, dahil yun, takin mga yan, ba't ganyan ugali yan? Di naman ganyan yung Nakukuha niyo ba yung sinasabing shame-based? Okay? The reason kung ba't hindi ka nagko-commit ng crime or yung nagko-contain sa'yo, nag-i-stop sa'yo is yung shame. Yung shame na pwede nyo dalhin sa family, sa business, or corporation na pinagtatrabahuhan mo. Okay? O, ayan. Let us now proceed sa Ireland. So, Ireland is another place with an unexpectedly low crime rate. So, despite a serious unemployment, marami raw tambay, the presence of large urban ghettos, mga geng-geng natin, and a crisis with religious terrorism, may religious terrorism pa sila. So, the Irish pattern of urban crime is no higher than its pattern of rural crime. So, supposedly kasi, mga buddy, yung urban crime dapat mas mataas kay rural. Kasi pag sinabi nating rural, ito yung alin? Probinsya. Countryside. Okay? Then mababa yung alin dyan? Yung population. Mas tahimik. Would you agree with me? Ayun yung ginamit na basis dito. So dapat talaga yung urban crime mas mataas doon. Kasi sa urban, centralisado. Andun lahat ng mga business, madaming pera doon, maraming population. And alam natin na kapag yung population mataas, ano mangyari? Tataas din yung crime rate. Okay? Pero but despite daw ng madaming unemployment, madaming tambay, madaming urban ghettos, even religious terrorism, mababa yung crime rate nila. Hindi mas mataas sa rural. That's why nakapili sila as model. Anong reason ngayon? So the key reasons of having low crime rate is the factor that appears to be the first one. Tandaan nyo to. Sense of hope and confidence. Among kanino? Among the people. Kanino sila may sense of hope and confidence? Kanino? Kay police. O kanila mga law enforcement agencies. So legitimate surveys, for example, shows that 86% of more of the population believe that the local authorities are well skilled and doing everything they can. O ano mangyayari ngayon ito yan? There are two things again. Kung meron kang hope and confidence na ginagawa ng local authorities yung kanilang best, and they are skilled enough to pull off kung anong trabaho nila, ano mangyari? Makikipag-cooperate ka. It will encourage participation again. And kung alam mo, sa sarili mo na yung pulis nyo is magaling manghuli, tayo na ikaw mismo hindi ka na magko-commit ng crime. Madi-discourage ka. Madi-deter ka from committing crime. Bakit? Kasi alam mo na yung apprehension mo is certain. Sure ball na kapag nag-commit ka ng crime, huli ka. Ayun yung nangyayari. Okay, again, para sa mababait, sense of hope and confidence, pag let's say, mabait ka, tapos alam mong yung local authorities mo is capable, highly skilled, and they are doing everything to enforce the law. Siyempre, makikikooperate ka. O on the other hand, kung ikaw naman yung criminal, ikaw naman yung hinuhuli, madedeter ka mag-commit, mapipigilan ka mag-commit kasi alam mo, may kalalagyan ka. Okay? There is a high chance that you might get caught, okay, or apprehended. Am I clear? People felt like they had a high degree of population participation in crime control. Dahil nga dito sa sense of hope. Yung participation. Okay? And alam naman natin yan na kung madaming tao talaga nakikipag-participate in everywhere you go, there is a local authorities or let's say people that participates in crime control, syempre hindi ka na mag-commit ng crime. Alam mo possible may magsumbong sa iyo, ba? Hindi kagaya ng may mga lugar kasi na kahit mang-hold up ka, ba? Kahit mang-snatch ka, walang hahabol sa iyo, walang pake. Unlike dito. Nakukuha? Saan bang lugar na Sa Quiapo ata, ganun na eh. Normal na lang eh. May sinaksak. Diyan mo siya dyan. Takpan nyo na lang. May hina-hold up. Huwag mo nang pansinin. Baka ikaw pa yung hold upin eh. Parang ganun. Wala nang pake. Wala kanya-kanya tayo. Tangina, ikaw yung hold up. Di ko yung problema yan. Diba? Nakukuha, nagigit si Ireland. Tandaan. Ito yung tandaan nyo ha. Sense of hope and confidence. Nasagutan nyo naman na ba to? Nasagutan nyo na? Tandaan nyo naman. Again, saan tayo muna? Switzerland. Ano yung sa Swiss? Iron Fist, Velvet Glove, yes, pwede nyo tandaan yon. O kaya yung welfare system nila. Okay, they manage their proletariat or underclass very good, very well. Okay, ano yung second natin? Japan. Ano naman sa Japan? Patriarchal system, shame-based, and then education. Ano to? Ano yung next? Ireland. Ano naman sa Ireland? Yan, sense of hope and confidence. Ano nangyari? Nagkakaroon ng participation. Meron naman tayong Egypt. Ito, yung earth law. Dito rin yung mga medjays natin. Okay? So, the Siwa Oasis in Egypt is another place with little or no crime. So, the population of 23,000 consists of 11 tribes who are descendants of ancient Greeks. And it is said that Plato himself fashioned this model of ba't naman yung tsaka nagpapalita, of proper government in the republic there. The inhabitants practice the moderate form of Islamic justice. Alam natin to pag nakita natin Islamic. Pag sinabi natin Islamic, saan sila nagbe-base? Sa Quran. Very strict. And alam niyan, while I was discussing yung ating Islamic justice nga before, sinabi ko sa inyo to, na napaka-strict nila when it comes to their religion. Okay? Although they reject Sharia, punishment, and embracing earth law. Ano yung earth law? Law of tradition or yung sa tribes natin, sa tribe. Okay? But still, they perform or practice moderately itong Islamic justice. Nakakatakot na justice to. Tsaka makikita nyo anong ginagawa nila dito. Sabi ko sa inyo, sa Switzerland, wala na ring jail. Dito wala na rin. Tingnan natin kung bakit, anong parusa nilang ginagawa nila. So, conflicts are resolved by a tribal council. Isa talaga sa katangian niya ng Islamic justice. Sinabi ko naman sa inyo yan, di ba? Na they value yung mga elders nila, kung anong sinasabi ng kanilang mga elders. Okay? And there are no jails or prison. Wala nang jails or prison dito. So the last known crime pa daw nangyari noong 1950 and was act of an involuntary manslaughter. So patayin nga ba di ko involuntary manslaughter? Parang homicide ata ang natin ito. Ang katumbas. Parang hindi mo sinasadya may napatay ka. O sa atin kasi homicide yung ganun eh. O parang reckless imprudence pa minsan, mga ganun. Pero hindi, pag reckless imprudence kasi, yun eh, quasi-delic eh. Ano ba, yung katumbas nung involuntary manslaughter? Unintentional killing. Sa atin kasi, pag unintentional killing, anong kaso natin? Wala na sumagot. Sige, wag na. Aralin nyo na lang. Ayaw nyo talaga sumagot pag ganyan eh. So, rin kayo, play safe din kayo eh, no? So, the typical punishment, anong ginagawa nila of wrongdoing is social ostracization or shunning. Alam nyo kung anong ginagawa dito? Ginagawa kang outcast. Hindi ka pinapansin. Kindly search this word, ostracization. Yan. Not literally naman ibabanish ka or papaalisin, pero hindi ka papansinin. Nakukuha? This type of society is an excellent example of folk communal. Natatandaan pa yung karakteristik ng folk communal? Little to no codification of laws, no specialization among or no specification among police, or informal justice, system. Am I clear? Malinaw ba si ano natin, si Egypt? Next, nasa New Zealand naman. So New Zealand daw is a country that is located near to Australia, but it is a more isolated region with, anong sabi? Lower population. Ayun na, nakita natin isa nating variable. O, pag low population, ano sa tingin nyo mangyari sa crime rate? Mababa rin. And alam nyo ba, dito sa New Zealand, mas madami ang baka kaysa tao? Imagine, paano ka magko-commit ng crime? Gusto mo mang-rape, anong re-rapein mo? Baka? Gawin-gawin, nakaganon ka doon, no? Bestiality. At least masarap yung gatas, no? Okay? So, this country is very concerned about its wilderness areas. And it does not permit most firearms into the regions. Kanina sa Switzerland, mataas yung firearm ownership. Naniniwala na sila na yung barel, hindi siya yung pumapatay talaga. Yung tao, kailangan yung tao yung kontrolin. Dito naman, anong sabi? They do not permit yung firearms. Bakit? Sabi kasi nila, without a gun, it is difficult to commit a violent crime. It is true na mahirap talaga mag-commit ng mag-commit ng violent crime. Ano ba pag sinabi nating violent crime? Crime against person natin, okay? Totoo naman na mahirap talaga mag-commit ng crime of violence without a gun. Although, possible pa rin naman. Saksakin mo, paluin mo ng bato sa ulo, itulak mo sa bangin. Crime of violence, suntukan. Diba? Pero still, diba, pag gun, iba kasi yung nadadalang yabang ng barel. Diba? Long range, hindi ko na kailangan lumapit sa'yo. Ay na, palapit ka pa lang, butas-butas ka na. Nagigets? And this has led to a very low crime rate for this country. So there are two things daw dito again. Anong reason ba't mababa ang crime rate sa New Zealand? Yung low population and yung firearm ownership. They are very strict. Baka yung baka pa yung matandaan nyo, ha? Wala kang matitirang baka. Huwag yun sa... Low population, ha? Ginawa ko, lang yun. Joke lang yun sa baka. Sa Norway naman tayo. So Norway is an extremely cold Norway is an extremely cold country. And that is the very reason din kung bakit mababa yung crime rate. Hindi lang extreme hindi lang basta cold. Winters. Okay? So ayan, kagaya nito, etong climate natin somehow and some way related sa krimen. For example, pag mainit, anong usually nako-commit? Violent crimes, crime against person, yan, road rage, mainit irritable, diba? Nakaka-bad trip. Pag tag-ulan, anong nangyayari? Nakawa naman, crime against property. Tinitake advantage nila yung ulan. Pag malamig kasi, yan, tag-ulan, malamig. Wala kasing winter sa atin. Madalas tulog, nakatubog, nakalubog, di ba? Yan, madaling nakawan, busy di ba? Nagne-Netflix and chill. Di ka pa maririnig nun. Ewan ko kung anong reason, ba't di ka marinig? At saka dito, So, this is one of the reasons daw kung bakit mababa yung crime rate ng country. Malamig. Isipin mo, magpapatayan ka, inintay mo ko dyan, ang daming sinuot pa, nag-boots, takip, wala na. Nakakapagod. Tropa na lang tayo. O kaya yung papatayin niya, nakatakbo na, ang daming sinuot na Kasi winter, alam natin yan, frostbite ang mangyayari sa dyan pag lumabas ka ng may lamig, isang jacket lang. Hindi pwedeng naka-varsity jacket ka lang sa ganitong lugar. Tigas ka dyan. Malamig yan. Sino nakapag-ibang bansa na? Meron? Sana all. Meron ba? For example, kung nakaranas na kayo ng winter, ako kasi hindi pa, narinig ko lang. Sobrang lamig talaga, hindi siya yung typical na lamig. May mga winter talaga, ayan, kaganyan, long winters, sobrang lamig niyan. Paglabas mo pa lang, pati yung pilik mata mo, pag wala kang lagay sa tenga, magiging maninigas, parang magiging brittle. Kaya kailangan meron sila nung mitten sa tenga, sa kamay. Ayun yung reason din kung bakit mababa crime rate. Sisipagin ka pa mag-commit ng crime noon. Bago ka makapunta sa nanakawan mo, naghuhukay ka muna sa dadaanan, ang daming snow. 'Di ba? Ang hirap. Okay? So, statistics reveal din daw that Norway typically has fewer than 30 murders per year. 30 murders per year. Less than pa yan, fewer. 29 pababa. Diba? Sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang hirap mag-commit ng crime kapag ganito. Na pag umaga nga lang pag tag-ulan malamig, di ba? Pagising nyo parang nakakatamad kumilos. Para kasing bumabagal yung flow ng body natin. Ayun yung natural natin, anatomy, biology. Pag malamig, nag-ano tayo, hibernate, bumabagal yung natin, yung functioning ng katawan. Okay? That's why nakakaantok pag malamig, Then kapag naman, pag mainit, buhay na buhay yung dugo. Buhay na buhay yung dugo. Kaya ayan naman, violent crimes naman yung nakukumit. Ang ina-active, ang inasuntukan na. Nakat lang ng unte, busina. Okay? O, ito pa. Another reason pa is yung gun laws. Kagaya sila sino kagaya nila na mahigpit sa gun? New Zealand. So, ang maluwag lang sa gun na mababa ang crime rate sa ating mga model is si Switzerland. O, dito rin daw, they also have strict gun laws, including the types of weapons that are used for hunting and sports. So, hindi lang baril na pangpatay talaga. O yung typical na baril na nakikita nyo, may mga baril kasi na may pang-hunting. Usually, yung mga mahaba. Yung mga bolt action, yung kailangan mo pa iganon, ikasa, tapos pinapang, patay. Meron din yung pang-sports. Yung flat naman yung, usually yung bala, ano man tawag sa bala na yun, yung flat. Flat lang yung dulo. Para kapag tumama sa papel, kitang-kita yung butas. Yung ginagamit nung yung nakaganon na sila, yung may matanda na sumikat dati. Alimutan ko, inaral ko dati yun Inaral ko dati, malamang kasama sa board. Kakabalistik nyo nun, di ba? Anong tawag nga dun sa bullet na yun? Kasi yung Spitzer, turok. O mayroon din tayong round. Merong armor piercing yung dulo. Ano bang nun? Inaral nyo yun, kasabay ng tracing. Kasi di ba ang bala, usually ganito. Bala yan hindi autin Tarantado kayo. Yan. Bala, lagyan ko na lang bullet. Cartridge. Wag bullet. Tangina ba sabihin yung tangan ni Sir bullet daw. Ayun, WAD. Yes, thank you, WAD. Lagyan ko pa rin, baka picturean nyo, bastos na gudawing ng titi. Parang titi ng aso, lip tint. Cartridge. Merong yung bala is yung ganyan, Yung WAD nga. Yes, thank you, WAD. Para pag tumama siya sa papel, for example, ayun yung papel. Yan. Ang ina mo, namang bilat. Ba namang buhay to? Target. Lagyan ko na lang. Pag tumama siya dyan, makikita mo yung mismong yung butas. Hindi kagaya kapag yung Spitzer, minsan di ba parang lang, yung papel na pupunit lang palabas, tapos bumabalik ng ganun. Nagagets niyo ba yung ibig sabihin ko? So, yung mga ganun, control din dito, basta baril. Okay? Am I clear? So, law officials also make sure that anyone who has a weapon keeps it in a secure area, secured. So, pwedeng magkabaril ka, but still, dapat nasa secured area. Hindi accessible sa lahat, kasi yan nga, ang baril, pag napunta sa kamay ng maling tao, tuspok kayo, patay. Okay? Crime ang mangyayari. Nakukuha ba? So, ano na yung na-mention natin? The first one, Switzerland. Second, Japan. Anong sunod? Ireland. Next, New Zealand. And the next ay Norway. Okay? Meron naman tayong India. Hindi to India, sorry. Sa United, sa Buday. Sa UAE. Ano nakalagay sa notes nyo? Mali rin ata yung nalagay. India? Ano yan? Hindi yan India. UAE yan. Ito. Saudi Arabia. Mga Buday ba? Buday yan. Dubai. Sa India, ginagamit to sa yung multiple, uncoordinated, decentralized. Sa yun? Hindi yun sa models. Okay na palitan nyo yun sa nyo? In addition to public security, there is also religious police called Mutawin. Ito yung kinikwento ko sa inyo nakaraan. Anong goal nila? To enforce lang. Yung alin? Religious law nila. Okay? Main duty is enforcement of Islamic Sharia or yung religious rule nila. Okay? Ito yung mga guard. Pag nakitang may katabi kang babae, hindi mo asawa. Hindi guard. Hindi naman guard. Police pa rin. Pero they are very limited lang sa enforcement ng Sharia law. That's why hindi na rin sometimes hindi na sila nako-consider as police but rather than religious sect. Okay? Hindi na sila police force na matuturing. Okay? Nakukuha ba? Again, in addition to public security police, there is also called police Mutawin. Anong purpose nila? Anong goal nila? Anong kanilang duty? Enforce this Islamic Sharia law. Okay? So, since it generally takes the form of a religious band, it is not responsible for any general law. Kasi nga, maintenance lang sila ng, or enforcement nung sa kanilang religious law. So, they are more of a religious sect. Nagiging religious part na sila ng religious sector rather than a police force. Meron pang another dito. Meron tayong tinatawag dito na packet of tribal authority. So, there are jurisdictional packets of tribal authority. So, pagbunggoy nyo na lang kay Egypt, baka malito kayo kasi meron doon earth. Law of tradition. Remember? Ano yung kay Egypt? Tuturo ko na ha. Yung kay Egypt ay earth. Or law of tradition. Sino nagde-decide sa Egypt na magiging parusa nyo? Elders din. Same lang naman dito. So in Saudi Arabia, which is beyond the reach, even the king's justice. So imagine, merong jurisdiction yung packets of tribal authority na if ever may mag-commit sa kanilang member ng tribo, walang kakayahan si king. Wala kang paki sa amin. Akong bahala dito. Okay? So ganun kalakas, ganun nila bina-value yung elders. And alam naman natin yan, pag Islamic justice, they do value elders. Okay? Sa Quran. So in tribal packets, the tribal elders are law unto themselves. Di ba? Yung elders mismo are law unto themselves. Sila na ang nagde-decide. Sila na mismo yung batas. And they do not entertain the interference of any external authorities. Even the king. Ayun, sabi dito, even the king's justice. Wala kang kakayahan. Okay? So, law and order or criminal investigation issues in these packets are undertaken by whom? Sino? By the tribal elders themselves. Pero still, pwede pa rin humingi ng tulong kay police. Tactical support nga lang. Hindi pwedeng ikaw mag-imbestiga, ako pa rin. Tactical support lang kailangan ko. Okay? Nagigets? Nagigets ba to? Next tayo. Important additional notes. Participative law enforcement. Bunggo nyo to kay team policing. Anong pinagkaiba? Sa participative law enforcement, so it is a system where citizenry and police work together to reduce crime. Work together actively. Active yung community. Okay? Crime is everyone's concern. Lahat actively engage in reducing crime or crime control. Ano pa? Prevent juvenile delinquency and criminal behavior, maintain the peace, and reduce local problems, which are mutual responsibility of the police and the people. Okay, ngayon, ibunggo na muna natin siya dito. Sa team policing. Ito naman kasi, meron lang community na tinatawag nating passive. Ang ginagawa lang niya is report. Yung isa kanina kasi, actively engage. Okay, actively, directly, nagpa-participate para ma-reduce yung crime. Dito naman, sa team policing, nagsusumbong lang, nagre-report. Okay? So it is a grassroots approach undertaken to bring the people and the police together. Together in a cooperative situation. So its distinguishing feature is the establishment of a neighborhood crime watch groups to encourage the people to report crimes. Ayun ang ginagawa niya. Report. Kaya team policing. Again, ano pinakaiba ng participative sa team? Pag participative, directly nagpa-participate. Active community. Okay? And ang motto is crime is everyone's concern. They work together. Okay? On all the other hand naman, sa team policing, meron tayong passive community. Anong ginagawa lang? Report crime. Ito naman, discuss natin itong COPS. Community-oriented policing system. Nasabi ko naman sa inyo. Sinong sikat dito? Yes, narinig ko. Jabawokis, Japan. Okay? So it is deploying the policemen in the blocks. Yung blocks. Anong blocks yan? Yung police box na tinatawag natin yung Kuban system to provide police and public safety services. It also involves the breaking down of large. So yung mga large na organization, i-break down into smaller. Then yung mga small parts na yan, small portion na yan, ipapadala sa bawat community. Yan, yung mini police precincts. Yung mga small units. Anong gagawin niya? Responsive siya. Kasi ang pangit naman, for example, may crime na nangyari dito. Pupunta ka pa mismo sa sa krame. For example, wala tayong mga police box. Let's say may nangyaring crime dito sa Barangay San Jose. Punta ka pa ba ng krame para mag-report lang ng crime? Siyempre, mas convenient, mas fast, di ba? Mas effective kung meron tayong mga mini police precincts. Am I clear? Nakukuha ba? Next. Problem-oriented policing. What do we mean by problem-oriented policing naman? When we say problem-oriented policing, kagaya lang rin ng kanina, gawin natin yung pag-unawa. Ayan o. And isa sa technique kasi na ginagawa ko while nagtatrabaho, nag-aaral ako, kapag may bagay akong hindi maintindihan, unang ginagawa ko, tinitignan ko muna kung paano siya ginamit. For example, ito naman, in this case, ang ginagawa ko na is what? Kinuha ko etymology. Kasi yung mga words natin ngayon, hindi naman yung ginawa ng mga wordsmith nang wala lang. There is a reason. For example, kanina, community-oriented. Meaning, saan nakafocus? Sa community. Kasi community-oriented, community ang focus. Ito naman, problem-oriented. Saan nakafocus? Sa problema. O pag nakafocus sa problema, anong gusto niyang gawin? Yung root cause, yung pinagmumulan, yung punot ugat ng krimen, ayun yung pupuksain niya. Okay? Paano niya gagawin yon? Aalamin yung pattern. Yan, ano pa? Mag-i-investigate. Okay, i-analyze. So, yung ginagawa nating crime mapping, crime analysis, pwedeng pumasok dito yon. Problem-oriented policing. Okay, so it has an emphasis daw on trying to prevent crime from happening. Okay, proactive din siya. Okay, so this policing model has detectives watching for patterns in crimes to help understand when and how, kailan daw and paano ginagawa yung krimen. Ngayon, pag nakuha na natin, syempre, ang gagawin natin is to stop, to prevent. Okay, wag stop pala, prevent. For example, alam natin sa lugar na to, madilim, lagi may hold upan na nangyari pag may dumadaan. Nalaman natin na ang pinakang reason pala, the root problem, the root cause of that crime is yung lack of lighting, security lighting. Okay, lagyan lang natin ng ilaw, wala nang mangyayari dyan na krimen. Okay? So once they have a pattern, they will search for ways in which to help prevent crimes from continuing to happen in those areas. So this model also has more a proactive stance than the traditional policing models do. Okay, am I clear? So problem-oriented, hindi pwedeng alamin mo lang yung patterns. Hindi pwedeng alamin mo lang kung paano, saan, at ano yung modus operandi, o kung sino yung nagko-commit ng crime. Kailangan gagawa ka rin ng way para ma-prevent. Okay? Mapigilan. Nakakuha ba? For example, isang establishment, lagi nang hold up, nakawan. Lagi nang pinapasok. Problem-oriented policing ang gagawin, i-analyze niya, bakit ba napapasok? Tuwing kailan umaatake. Nakita interval pala every 1 month. Tapos nakita na problem, wala palang security guard. Kaya pala, parang nag-iipon lang, ginagawang bangko ng mga magnanakaw. Pag medyo malaki nakita, alam nilang mag-remit na tsaka lang aatake. Okay, nakukuha? Am I clear? Next. Model of policing. There are 3 types of policing models in criminal justice. So that covers every aspect of our legal system. So from police through the courts into correctional facilities, kika lang naman itong mga to and even covering probation and parole. So 3 different models are used within the United States with each police department having their own mode that they use. So police departments may use traditional policing, problem-solving policing, and a community-oriented policing. So let us now talk about traditional policing muna. So, yung traditional policing, basically, same lang siya kay old concept natin. Classmates nyo? Nag-enroll ata, sir? So, within a traditional policing model, so the police officer would what? Respond when a call came in that a crime occurred. Magre-respond lang daw when a crime occurred. Alam naman natin pag nakita natin traditional Meaning, reactive again. After nun, ayan, for example, nakaposte. May nag-report, may krimen na nangyari. Anong gagawin? So once the officer responded now to the crime, the officer would then take a report and hand the investigation off to a detective. After nun, anong mangyari? At this point daw, the officer would go back to his patrol and wait for another call. So makikita niyong reactive. Okay? Pag may tumawag, tsaka lang mag-take into action si police. After niya mag-respond, ibibigay niya yung investigation. Kanino? Kay detective. After nun, balik na sa pwesto. Okay? So the officer now has little interaction with the citizens within a community and can end up responding to crimes at various points in the city. So the officer does not know hardly anyone in the areas where he is responding, nor the citizens really know the officer. So hindi siya kagaya ni community-oriented policing, wherein maganda yung relationship between the community and the police. Dito kasi sa traditional policing, wala, nakaposte ka. Hindi ka naman nakikisalamuha sa kanila eh. Tawag na lang kayo sa akin. Once na may mangyaring krimen, I will respond. Okay, I will do my initial investigation, and once I have done my initial investigation, I will give it off to a detective. After that, wala na, yun na. Balik na ako sa pwesto ko. I will wait for another call. Paldo, kung walang tumawag, tambay, hayahayang buhay. Okay? Kaya hindi niya kayo magiging kilala. Hindi kasi siya kagaya ng community-oriented policing na talagang makikisalamuha ka. Kilalanin mo, you will build relationship. Sino daw yun, sir? Okay. Anong inquire? Akala siguro nandito si Sir Cha. Kala ko, huli na ako, sir eh. Titingnan kami dito eh. Ang ito yun nasa watchlist ko ta. So also under this type of policing, there is nothing in place to try to prevent crime. Reactive lang talaga to, hindi proactive. Nakatambay ka lang dito eh. For example, nasa police mobile ka, ganyan ka lang, kain donut, laro ML, pag may tumawag, responde. Okay? After nan, investiga ng initial investigation, then after nun, bigay na kay detective. Tapos balik ka na sa pwesto mo, pahinga ulit, pahingal. Okay? Wala kang ginagawa para matigil yung krimen. Okay? Not matigil. Wala kang ginagawa para ma-prevent. Okay? Yung krimen. Next tayo. Maliwanag sa traditional, parang nauulit-ulit na lang. So, medyo bibilis na yung natin. Problem solving. Kanina ko sinabi, parang problem-oriented lang din to. So, policing within this model, there is an emphasis on trying to prevent na. Proactive naman na to. Naulit-ulit na lang So, prevent crime from happening. So, this policing model has detectives watching for patterns in crimes and to help understand when and how crimes are being committed. Same pa nga ng definition sa kanina eh. So, lagpasan na natin to. Problem-oriented, problem-solving, the same. Community-oriented policing, same again. So, should I, Should I explain this one or maliwanag naman na si COP natin? Community-oriented. Maliwanag na to? Paliwanag ko pa. Okay, gets dyan? Dito. Gets? Gets dito, community-oriented? Ay, isa pa. Pag sinabi natin community-oriented policing, ang focus ni police natin is what? Community. Nagkakaroon tayo ng mga police box. Okay? Nagkakaroon tayo ng police box. Ang pinakakilala nga dito again is si Japan. Okay? Magkakaroon ng more involvement, nagbibuild ng relationship. Okay? Yung relationship na yun, it will build trust. It will build relationship that encourages participation. Kung anong pangangailangan ng community, maibibigay agad. Diba? Sabi nga kanina, yung mga malalaki, ang ginagawa is what? Hahati-hatiin. May mga pulis na ipapadala sa lugar. For example, malaking police department, anong mangyari? Hahati-hatiin natin sa maliit, papadala natin sa bawat community. So that in case, if ever, a crime was committed, mas madali na makakaresponde. Hindi na kailangan pumunta nung nagawa ng krimen sa malalaking presinto. Kasi yung response time medyo magiging matagal. For example, may police box dyan sa kanto. Pag may nangyaring krimen dito, madali kang tumakbo doon. Diba? Tsaka yung police doon, syempre, magiging tropa mo. Makakasalamuha mo. Okay? Unlike kapag wala tayong community-oriented policing, halimbawa, may nangyaring krimen dito, saan ka papunta? Yan, dyan sa presinto sa San Jose, malayo. Okay, for example, wala pa, medyo maliit na nga yan eh. For example, sa Krami ka pa pupunta para makapag-commit ng crime. Diba? Hayaan mo na lang, hindi na ako magre-report. Ang layo, nakakapagod. Ano mangyari pag di nyo na-report yung crime? May encourage yung ating mga kriminal. Ay, hindi naman sila magre-report, tatama rin na yan. Okay, nakukuha? Okay, next. So this method, again, tinutukoy pa dito is yung COP, takes a lot of trust on the officer's part as well as the citizen's part. They will have to trust each other and know that each other is looking out for them. Many citizens have stated to several agencies that when they know the officers, they start to view them as what? Part of their family. and willing to look out for their officers. A win-win situation pala. Ba? Hindi lang bukod sa tawag dito, si community nagiging kampante. Bakit? May police na nagbabantay sa kanila. On the other hand naman, si officer magiging kampante rin. Bakit? Nagkakaroon ng nagbibuild ng relationship. And ano nangyari? Si community daw, they will what? Consider it as part of their family. Oy, pulis yan, taga sa amin yan, binoprotektahan kami yan, kaming bahala dyan. Di ba pa, pakainin ka, or patutropahin ka, kakwentuhan ka. Okay, parang ano na lang, same principle. Pag, halimbawa, nagtrabaho kayo sa isang company, sa BPO, tapos may guard. Di ba yung guard nagiging tropa nyo? Lagi nyo nakikita, and alam nyo yung guard, actively, pinoprotektahan kayo. So, nagkakaroon kayo ng relationship. Okay? Nakukuha ba? Nag-gets? Community orientation describes a pattern of social responsibility values, decision-making, or behavior where managers put a strong emphasis on increase on community or state welfare. Pinakang goal natin is yung ikabubuti ng ating community. Okay? Any question? Maliwanag naman, maliwanag? Next. So, end of discussion. So, that would be all para sa ating tawag dito, comparative models and policing. 1046. So, proceed tayo ngayon sa crime mapping muna siguro. Kay Boba. Bago na tayo mag-CFLM. So, sige po. So, maikli lang naman tong crime mapping tsaka yung police operations and planning. POP manual lang naman yung babasahin nyo dito. Pagbubungguin nyo lang. Maganda to, mas madali aralin to kapag nasa final coaching na, yung makaka-encounter kayo ng questions. Maganda to, nyo lang. Happyawan ko na lang, pero mas marami kayo matututunan sa nito, final coaching.